Alright guys, we're here to go ahead and showcase off a 8 Negate deck, which, you know, is completely unnecessary. But just in case your opponent has multiple copies of Pot of Greed that fully resolved, we're looking at 8 Negates here. And this is an Infernity build mixed in with Dangers. And in the OCG, this deck can get even more crazy because they have multiple copies of Grepher. And also, technically, you have more consistency with Upstart. But Infernity has always been an insanely good deck. And I would say right now, it's a pretty underrated deck. I have not seen that many people playing Infernities. People are still basically playing the same stuff that they were from the previous list, which, I mean, let's be honest here. Orcus, Sky Strikers, a lot of those decks see a ton of plays, but I have not been seeing that many Infernities. And of course, with that more recent reprint of the Sorry Yugioh, this deck is going to be actually quite easy to consistently pull off so many Negates that your opponent just simply loses. But I do also have replays where the opponent will be interacting here. So anyways, yo, shout out to my boy, AzneyesWhitedragon. He's always building crazy stuff. I haven't even seen these, but I trust this guy so much in his plays that I don't even need to screen it. Usually I screen my replays before showing them off to you because I want to be able to kind of talk and narrate. But with this, I kind of want to go into blind. I'll give you guys my reaction to it because with a title like 8 Negates, I mean, I say no more, fam. All right, so we're looking at, this is going to be multiple Negates with this. Then we got, what is this? So we got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, instantly 8 Negates. Technically this has 4 counters on this, so this is technically more Negates, but it's not all in one turn. Barrier, pretty balanced card. I mean, I think these Omni Negates, meaning they can negate anything, really are just kind of unfair for the duel, but this other guy was, nothing was going to be happening. I'm sure he wished he had that copy of Nibiru. But let's go ahead and check out a play. This one was titled 4 Negates over here, but we got multiple 8 Negates, and all it really comes down to is recycling with Sorry Yugioh to get those god hands. And of course, with the Dangers, you're able to make Sorry Yugioh quite easily. We're going to go ahead and see Mothman over here. We're even giving our opponent an extra card over here, but let's see how this plays out. And really what it comes down to is being able to cycle through the cards with Sorry Yugioh so you specifically do not have those monsters in hand. Then you just go ahead and set the launcher, and then launcher is, well, launcher is launcher, man. I mean, being able to go ahead and instantly bring back 2 cards, and the Necromancer brings back another card, which this card just goes ahead and lets you add back another card, which at that point you're getting so much free advantage. And then Sorry Yugioh has the effect, well, yo, they go ahead and just get that extra monster out from my hand, and that's really where Infernities can really shine with, of course, this card. It really just adds so much to it, and I feel like the OCG might have had the right idea with this card being put to 1. And I even feel like Sorry Yugioh probably should be hit to 1 in the TCG, but I'm curious to know how you guys feel about this. Okay, so we've got 1 Negate with this, and then triple Barrier, and then Break can kind of be another Negate in a sense. So he's going to go ahead and just get rid of that card, and most of these duels are probably going to be very little interaction. But look at this, he still got triple Barrier. You're probably not going to be doing anything. He's going to go ahead and summon that Danger there, and I don't think he's going to be able to play out of this, but we'll see. You never know, man. I think maybe it was Super Poly, because technically you can't respond to it, right? But as long as that monster is activating an effect, if you control the Infernity monster, because you do technically have to control a face-up attack position Infernity monster, maybe they can go ahead and summon something and attack over it. But Sorry Yugioh is kind of like boost this card up to 2100, so that can actually help protect it just a little bit, depending on what your opponent has. But if you have so many Negates, and at this point, yeah, it's not going to be looking good at all for him. Nothing is really going to help him come back in Raid Raptors, because the monster is going to continue to proc its effect. I guess, yeah. Even the baby Raid Raptor where you're going to upgrade, that would just get negated. He'd have to have like the rank up instantly, and on top of that, that would have been stopped by Barrier in the first place. So I don't think that was going through, but let's go ahead and see how it plays through Ash Blossom as well, because that was something that was in one of the titles here. So he's going to go ahead and get Ash Blossom. So basically playing around 1 hand trap. Is this some type of burn variant? Let's see. A Sylvan Burn? Oh, you know what? It's not. It's just using Poison Old Man probably for the heal. As soon as I saw this, I was like, oh, it's a burn deck. But no, it's the Aro Mage, which I haven't really seen anyone play that at all. I remember in Duel Links I'd see it once in a while, but I didn't think it was that meta ever in Duel Links. But let's go ahead and see how this plays out over here. But even through, I guess, one hand trap, the deck is still pretty viable. And on top of that, with number 60, this is, I guess, a newer card at Infernity's disposal to be able to draw 2 cards, and then you have to discard 1 card, but that's not really that big of a deal in Infernity's anyways, because getting rid of some of the cards that you can't use actually helps you out quite a bit here. And on top of that, just being able to make a board so good turn 1, you don't really need that extra draw phase. I mean, we've already got 2 barriers and a break here, and so at the end of the day, you could technically have, well, there's just 4 negates right now. Let's go ahead and see how many more negates are we going to get. And I think really what it comes down to is a lot of the effects in previous Yu-Gi-Oh decks didn't have like a once per turn, because they didn't expect people to pull these kinds of things off. But now, I mean, people are just doing crazy stuff. So this is 4 negates, 5 negates over there. So 5, well, technically this is 4 negates if it can get all of those effects. But then Barry is there to go ahead and stop Poison of the Old Man. Imagining stopping Poison of the Old Man in 2019. And then we got the Infernity break over there to get rid of the card. But it's not happening, dude. You're not going to get any effect, mate. I'm sorry. And that's going to go ahead and wrap up that duel over there quite fast. Alright, let's go ahead and check out another 8 negate over here, and then on top of the, ooh, Secret Village is the other guy going first. Alright, well that card is probably not going to be doing any good going second, but that's the risk that you run when you are playing that deck. But yeah, that's a pretty good pendulum deck. I mean, that makes Mirror Match like in pretty much a huge advantage, potentially. Because they definitely want to be able to place their Endymion before anything else goes off. But that would require them to like summon something, and then they'd have to go to battle phase potentially, just to get rid of stuff. But more than likely, they would have made a board that would probably stop that monster from being able to get over your monster, or even being able to summon the monster in the first place. But once again, making those Saryuja, just cycling those other monsters out of your hand, and then, oh, okay, you have no cards in your hand, bam. Go ahead and special summon double. It's always going to be Necromancer. I remember when people used to play the Beetle in Infernities as well. We got the 100 Eyes over there. Gonna go ahead and bring back extra boys, and then this card brings back the Archfiend. Archfiend gonna go ahead and search out a barrier or a break. But at this point, we've got triple negates, and over here is gonna attach Saryuja. So another 4 negates off of this technically. But I mean, I guess you can argue it's 1 negate per turn, but more than likely he's not going to be able to do anything. I'm surprised people are staying in these games. Yo, Stardust, how are you getting people to stay in your games and trying to play this out? Because it doesn't work when I do this. If I even make if I go for this card, people just start leaving on me. But okay, we got the barrier, and of course that card is going to be stopped. But he let the servant go off, but it doesn't matter. You're not going to get any spell counters today. You can put 1 counter. I don't know why he stayed at the point of, like, you know, when he only had this in his hand. Like, there was nothing that he was going to go ahead and do. But let's see how this one plays out over here. Card destruction. Oh, he drew a double Ash over here, and he kind of went, I mean, I guess it's like neutral with the card destruction over there into the void. You know what? I feel like there's so many people teching into the void into a lot of different decks right now. And it's simply because Yu-Gi-Oh has gotten to the point where, like, it's pretty much a turtle. Wow, dude, getting that negated is huge, though. But he's still going to go ahead and try to go off. So he's just basically relying off that Saryuja. But he's got Reborn. And all you need is Archfiend. Archfiend equals go into Necromancer, go ahead and special summon Necromancer. Necromancer, go ahead, special summon another card. But it's not going to be... Oh, okay. So he's going to only have 1 card, but it doesn't matter. Dude, this is actually insane. Just being able to cycle through that many cards, he just left. He actually lost him, and he's still like, literally just being able to go for that 1 Saryuja. I mean, at the end of the day, this wasn't going to do anything unless he had a card, but he got the Mirage over there. All right, let's go ahead and hop right into the depth profile for AzneyesWhitedragon's new insane 8 negate Infernity build. Technically, you can get up to more negates if you technically count Savage Dragon. We're looking at 12 negates total, but it's more like 8 negates in 1 turn, if that makes sense, because realistically, it doesn't really matter. I mean, if you get over 6 negates, is that really necessary? Probably not, but it's cool though that you can do it, dude. Like I said, it's crazy. But anyways, let's go ahead and hop right into the deck profile. So we got 1 copy of Bigfoot, 1 copy of Thunderbird, 1 copy of Dogman, double copies of Nessie, 1 copy of Archer, but that 1 copy is all you need, man. 3 copies of Mothman, but even going into the OCG, yo, you could run 3 Archfiend and the OCG, but also looking at it like with the lower number of monster count, with the exception of dangers, because like I wouldn't really consider these a problem. You just activate the danger effect, right? But this could actually just be totally fine at 1, because all you need to do is literally go for it, and then you just launch her, right? 3 copies of Mothman, 1 copy of Grepher. Like I said in the OCG, they only have 1 Yugioh, but like having double copies of Grepher, triple Archfiend, I don't know, is it better in the OCG? But like I said, this card probably needs to be hit. Anyways, Grepher, 2 copies of the Street Patrol, 2 copies of Chupacabra, 1 copy of the Infernity Patriarch, and then 2 copies of Snake, 2 copies of Jackalope, 3 copies of Necromancer, 1 copy of Avenger, 2 copies of Mirage, 3 copies of Lure. This is also kind of a newer trend, I would say, in Yu-Gi-Oh! That I've seen. It's just like there's so many like Dark Warrior variants with it sold that just open up the doors to like DDR and just crazy, crazy plays. Again, turn 1 boards are insane right now in Yu-Gi-Oh! And then we have Upstart Goblin, 1 copy of Card Destruction, 1 copy of Foolish, 1 copy of Reborn, 3 copies of Into the Void. Then we got Infernity Launcher, Infernity Break, and 2 copies of Barrier. So this is like instantly 4 negates. And then we've got 2 copies of Void Ogre. We got Borderload Savage Dragon. I would say this card didn't really see too much play. Maybe this card could be dropped, or it could be swapped in and out if you guys want to run some of the Nightmare cards, just in case if there is some card that you really need to get rid of. I could see that being a viable option as well. And then we have the Savage Dragon, 2 copies of 100 Eyes, 1 copy of Infernity Doom Dragon. Then we have Held of Arclight, which there was play with this card, and it was an extra negate. And then we have the number 60, which, like I said, helps out the set quite a bit. And then we have Levier, 1 copy of Boral Sword, and then 3 copies of Sorry Yugioh. We got the Aplosa Bow, and then we've got the Apprentice, which they are Wee Witches. I like the OCG names on most of the cards better. But anyways, guys, that is indeed the 8 Negate Infernity deck 2019, and I would say it's pretty underrated as of right now. I don't know that they would actually even touch Infernities, but like I said, guys, consistently, if you're going first with this deck, you're probably going to be winning. Going second, I mean, maybe you could play around, I would say 1, maybe 2 negates, but if you get negated 3 times, I think it's all over. But if they negate, if you go for the Sorry Yugioh and then you try to go for the Special Summon play, and that effect gets negated, not necessarily the Sorry, heck, you can negate the Sorry Yugioh's effect and you probably win against this deck. It actually hurts quite a bit, but that's just the way it goes. I mean, even this card did get negated by Ash Blossom, and he still did technically make a pretty decent board, so yeah, I think 1 and 2 negates maybe you could play through, but if they negate the right card, it is one of those decks where sometimes going second can be tough indeed. Maybe go ahead and throw in those super polys, and then you can have a better chance, man. But anyways, shout out once again to my boy AzneyesWhitedragon. If you guys want to check him out, I'll leave it down below. He always has like the hypest, spiciest stuff, and 8 negates is definitely pretty good. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a good one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like on it. If you're new, hit subscribe, turn on that bell so you don't miss out on crazy Yu-Gi-Oh combos like the 8 negate Infernity deck. And if you guys want to send in some replays, feel free to do so. AzneyesReplays@gmail.com. Take Dueling Book Replays too. It's been a while. We need to do some more lower rated duelists. But anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.